From the deep, dark reaches of Star Trek Online comes Nikodas, Tabbytha, and Grebog with another episode of Fleet Action Report.
Welcome to Fleet Action Report, the show where we don't just play the game, but we teach you how to play the game. I'm Nikodas.
Oh, we're going to the. I'm Grebog. Without Tabby,
Yeah.
we're all out of wonk. Yeah, unfortunately, Tabby, she may be able to slide in at close to the end. We're not sure, but had something going on, ran right up to this, and so probably won't be here, unfortunately. This is episode 173, Exposé on Exploiting. If you would like to support us, we take all our financial support at coffee.com/Grebog. That's ko-fi.com/GREBOG. Let's start with you, since you're the only other person here. How's your week been? What have you been up to?
This week has primarily been trying to get back into normalcy. Went back to work, trying to rearrange the house, just getting things back on track, back to normal. My game time has been increased, though. I spent a lot of time playing the new Spider-Man. That game is a lot of fun. And since the controls are almost identical to the previous two games, not a whole lot of learning curve. The storyline is interesting. The fights are challenging and adjustable if you like things harder or easier. Yeah, it's been fun. It's a good game. I also, not game related, but I spent some time watching One Piece, the Netflix live action adaptation. Kind of binged the entire first season. It's a good show. I am not. I've never seen the animation, the anime, so I can't compare it. But I really enjoyed the live action, and it kind of makes me want to watch the anime. But essentially, that's been my week. What about yours?
Let's see. My week. So WoW dropped new content Tuesday, and so I delved into the Emerald Dream and all that is there. Apparently, there's a lot of confusion on how some things work in there. I'm not gonna delve into it because it'd take too long to explain. And this is not the place to explain stuff because we are not a WoW podcast. But if people need help with WoW things and understanding the seed bloom, you can hit me up outside of stream time in Discord or someplace else. I'm more than willing to help. I have been having fun with it. I did complete the story. I do like that they gave us hey, if you haven't caught up on the story, here is a free thing to skip you, so that way you can get to the story point that has just been dropped. Which is great. I see for alts. I still would encourage players that have not done all the story to do the story because it is good story. Anyway, outside of WoW, I've been playing STO. As you probably all can tell, I am on a different captain than I've been on before. This captain is a fresh 65. And when I say fresh, I mean sometime last Thursday, maybe Friday, created him. I realized we were doing this build and I didn't have what I felt was a good tactical captain to roll in on. So I created a fresh one, and it didn't take me long so for those that aren't paying attention, there is an experience boost that was going on this last weekend. Actually, is it still going on? Yeah, you have until the 16th. So if you need experience, now's the time to do it. I rolled a new character and got him to max level in like 3 days. Now, if you're wanting to do story and see all the story in this game, probably not the best way to do it. But I mean, if you're just looking for another max level tune, then this would be the time to do it. Though you can still go back and play all the story as much as you want, as needed. But let's see. Yeah, that's been getting this captain set up for the build, getting him basically started was a lot of my time this last weekend. I enjoyed setting him up, so it's no one take that as a bad thing. I did have some experience boosters that I had in my bank. I don't know what I got them from. I burnt them on this guy and figured why not, which probably is why I was able to get him to max level so fast.
Now you just got to work on your specialties.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on reputations, which, as people can see on my screen, I have a lot, several to rank 2. I don't have all of them. Now, there are certain reputations I dumped a crap ton of marks into out of the free recruit stuff because I wanted to make sure I could max out certain reputations for the fact that they give special gear, like competitive and discovery were 2 of them. And then I also did temporal defense as another because if I ever do any kind of EPG build with this guy, he's going to need that. Yeah. So that's been my week was, yeah, a lot of this. I got to play a lot of STO and enjoy it. All right, so I guess this week in STO, I already talked. You have until the 16th to take advantage of doing the XP bonus, 100% bonus. Great time to level up tunes, as I said with what I did.
It is. It's very helpful. I have not taken advantage of that because I was basically working on the build, but I will hopefully over the next few days. You can save on lifetime subscriptions starting today until, what is that?
11/11.
Saturday, until Saturday. You get 50% off the lifetime subscription, which makes the price $149.99. And then from Saturday until the 14th, which is Tuesday, it runs $100 off. So you get it for $199.99.
That's December 14th.
Oh, so it is. Okay, so you get from this this Saturday for a month, a little over a month, you can get $100 off. So, sorry, I was misreading the notes. So for the next couple days, you get 50% off, and then after that, for a month, you get $100 off. Take advantage of it while you can.
All right, so they released the Enterprise F Master System display. I know we talked about it last week, but it is such an amazing graphic that it's worth mentioning again and again. It was created by Tim Davies, and there are several different sizes available, and you can use them for backgrounds on your PC, mobile devices. Yeah, I took the largest one and I set it up, and it goes across my 2 monitors, much like it would if it were on 2 displays on a bridge. It's kind of awesome to have the whole Enterprise when I am not in any other windows, just seeing that sit there.
Nice. They kind of oops today. So there are no patch notes for the patch that went out earlier this morning. Kale said it was all background stuff that was going on. However, some eagle-eyed players almost immediately noticed that there was an updated ship graphic that was released for the Chimera, which goes along with the lifetime sub. That is one of the ships that you get for being a lifetime member. They did later kind of release a blog post talking about it, confirming that yes, the skin for the Chimera has been updated and was released. The Manticore, which is the Tier 6 version, has not been updated yet. They are still working on it and will release that skin at a later time. What does this mean? We don't really know. It could just be the artist wanted to update the visuals, although typically they only do that when they have a reason to do that, be that a new episode that will feature the ship, or maybe a new release coming out that they wanted to update the ships for. I don't know. Considering these are veteran rewards, maybe they're going to do something different. I have no idea, but they did confirm that the Chimera skin has been released. Check it out. It actually looks pretty cool. Okay, that's it for the updates. You ready to go on to our primary target?
Sure. We just got word Tabby's home and worn out, which
Okay.
I'm imagining means Tabby is probably taking a break, chilling, and won't be here, which is fine. I mean, you know, we will miss her, but it is understandable after having a long day, needing the night off. Ah, yes.
So, I don't know. What do you want to do?
I was getting ready to copy and paste the build sheet into so
Operation Wolf. Let's run Operation Wolf while we talk about this.
Sure. For those that don't know, this is an exploit build we're covering. Here is the Google Doc that we have set it up in, so that way others can look at it.
Wee woo.
Okay.
And we will go through this because I left some stuff open on here. We basically decided that we wanted to do a new ground build, and we were going to do it on the KDF side because most of us didn't have a really good ground build set up on the KDF side. And just to make it a little different, we decided to focus on the expose exploit mechanic. Now, we have done an episode in the past that was specifically for expose exploit, where we were explaining the mechanic and how it worked. And we sort of kind of did a build then, but we didn't quite go in depth as we did this time around. So you just want to cover every other bullet point here, Gree? Like I do one, then you do one, all the way down.
Sure. Let's see here. So that means I get kit modules?
That's fine. Go for it.
So for kit modules, I have most of them. I don't have exactly all of them, but so we have the ambush one, and this is a boost to your damage and your stealth, and also, you know, it has a sort of small recharge time. After that, we have the rally cry. Where did I put that? I know I have. Here it is. This is a big one because to foes, it increases your chance to expose within 25 meters. It's a nice thing to help with the expose chance. We also have here the Repulsor burst. I know I'm running around. It is an exploit attack. Very handy to have. Well, if we're focusing on an expose exploit build, yeah. Sompek's lightning is another expose attack. And then there's the Mud's time device. Since this is a new guy, I don't have that one on this guy because I may have not have my reps up high enough yet. But it's one for helping you on your survival. And yeah. Now the sixth one depends on you and your flavor. We put this as a optional, Now, I have one in here called a covert drone. And the reason I would say that this would be a good one to pick up if you can is for the fact that, so what it does is it creates this little drone. It shoots every time that you shoot. And so if you're using an expose attack, it's doing an expose attack. If you're doing an exploit attack, it's doing an exploit attack. So if you're using one of the weapons that has such stuff, it is replicating what you're doing and giving you more expose and exploit chances as needed. So
I didn't realize it worked that way.
I'm pretty sure it does. Which is why I think the covert drone is highly recommended in builds like this.
Huh. Interesting.
If not, it still duplicates everything you're shooting. Like, you know, that's a lot of extra, you know, damage. You're using especially a fast weapon.
Yeah, then it would matter because every time you shoot, it's shooting. That's cool. Okay.
But I'm pretty sure it duplicates exactly what you do.
That one wasn't exposed. I missed that. Need to pay more attention to when things are actually exposed.
I'm killing stuff too fast.
Well, it is on normal, so I mean there is that. I am trying, since we're, you know, featuring the build, I am trying to use the mechanic, but yeah, they do seem to be dying pretty quickly. Is that, am I ready? Okay,
yeah,
so equipment. Some of this is what's considered the meta or best in slot. The kit frame we're using is the Risian Kit for its ×4 KPerf. That is still currently the only kit frame you can get that much KPerf on. So it's recommended. You get it from the summer event. Or the summer event store. You can buy the low lunet favors from the exchange if you need to, and then, you know, equip it. Oh wow, we went through that really quick. Alrighty then, moving right up. The armor, now this is where things take a little bit of a turn, and I'll explain a little bit more down below, but instead of using one of the meta armors, I went ahead and equipped the Nikodas Temporal Operative armor. The reason for that is, since this is an expose exploit build, I wanted both weapon slots open for expose exploit weapons that have both. If you don't want to do that, you can just go with the meta, which would be the Burnham armor or the Romulan armor. You know, your choice. But I went with the Nikodas temporal armor and the Nikodas shield, and then for the EV suit, I did go best in slot, which is Burnham's CQC environmental suit. I should also note that the Nikodas temporal operative shield is the best in slot.
Delete the database before they steal it from us. Computer, initiate transport.
All right. So weapons. There are basically you want a ranged weapon. Typically, most people like ranged weapons in their primary slot, and I get that. Some of the weapons are Lobby. I am actually using one of them. A lot of the Lobby weapons are only 50 Lobby, so while yes, Lobby is a kind of a pricey commodity to get a hold of, it is not super expensive. So what, since you get what 2 to 3 per box you open, it'd take you what, 20 boxes roughly?
You won't get rid of me that easily.
Something like that. And if you get keys on a good sell, then like when the key ring bundle is available, then it's not terrible.
But there are some others that are rep weapons that have both. I think Counter Command has one, and what was the other one? We didn't list them all here.
No, I didn't list them all. I couldn't find a completed list anywhere online. The ones I found, like I noticed you're using, what is that, the 23rd century phaser?
22nd.
Mako phaser?
Yeah, the Mako pulse rifle from the 22nd century. It is a Lobi weapon. I believe there's another Lobi weapon as well.
I've got the disruptor one. It is the Hunter energy crossbow. It's got an expose primary attack and an exploit secondary attack. That's another Lobi weapon. There is also, I know it's in my inventory. Hang on. This one, the Counter Command Biomolecular Rifle, has an exposed primary and an exploit secondary. It comes in phaser or disruptor variety. I picked up the disruptor because this is my disruptor captain. So there are a handful of weapons that will have both. Most weapons don't. And strictly speaking, for this build, the abilities tend to generate enough of an exposed chance that just a weapon that has an exploit attack would be useful. So keep that in mind too. The Section 31 phaser pistol is another one that has both.
You are swiftly becoming
Katis has that. He's not using it right now, but he has it.
Well done. Now get the hell out of there.
Damn it.
I did notice, for those who might be interested, the phaser cannon that this guy Tyr has right here has neither an expose nor an exploit attack.
Yeah, there's a few weapons that don't have either. Another option are melee weapons. They almost all, like, I looked at a lot of melee weapons, and pretty much every one of them seemed to have expose and exploit. Sometimes they would flip whether the primary or the secondary was the expose or exploit, which was a little weird to me that they would flip, but whatever.
I also noticed that there are some melee weapons that have two expose. Both attacks expose. Now this is going to be interesting. Oh, it does. Oh, wow. For the record, you can expose the shuttle here. I was not expecting that. Oop. Right in the range of the phaser. And it still hit me.
Flush them out like the vermin they are.
Keep up the pressure. You put a few dents in it, but it's still
Okay,
in the
switching to people.
Power to weapon systems and fire at will.
Oh, I was trying to switch to people. There we go.
You're actually doing this. Amazing.
Well, that was short, sweet, and to the point. We'll have to run another one.
Ooh, that runabout's in bad shape.
For my ranged weapon or my melee weapon, I went with the presidential axe.
I went with one of the free ones I had access to, and that is Malor's Flaming Sword. It has expose and exploit, so
I also ended up with the Butcher's Mechlith, which has an expose and exploit, and that one is a episode reward. And then here's so the Zenkethi or Zenkatsu gloves have two expose. The Lex throwing knives have two exploits. So keep that in mind. I actually find that really interesting. That might be worthy of using on this build too. I should mention that you do not have to use an exploit attack to take advantage of the expose. Any enemy that is exposed will take bonus damage from any attack that hits them. The exploit attacks are just specifically designed to take advantage of that. So, wow, she just kind of did a Magneto thing right there. That was interesting. NPC just walked off the upper floor and floated down to our floor. It looked really bizarre.
Yeah, I've been noticing that off and on here. I'm just like going, oops, or what? It's fine. It's a feature.
Let me queue us up. What's another good one? Birdcage?
I haven't looked at a lot of ground ones in a while.
I'm just looking to see what would be another good one. Pavo. I don't really like. I'm not a huge fan of storm chasers.
Forged in Fire is another Terran one. Because that's the one.
Forged in Fire's good.
All right.
Bug Hunt's okay. We could do that one.
Personal ground traits.
I haven't done devices yet.
Oh, devices.
I've been talking too much. Let's go ahead and do Forged in Fire. I'll queue us up for that one. Okay, so devices. For the most part, your devices don't really influence, expose, exploit all that much. However, we do have some recommendations. So, gambling device is always good. That is a best in slot item. And then most people will tell you to take your favorite combat pet and throw it on here. For this build, I'm using the Jackal Mastiff. It's a free one you get from a KDF mission, so I threw it on here. There may be better pets, but I actually kind of have a soft spot for the Mastiff.
A lot of people favor the two targs.
Yeah, the two targs that work together, because you can end up with like 3 out at once.
Yep.
So that's actually one of the recommended from here, so you can have a second combat pet bonus if they work together. The Pavan Healing Crystal is recommended. It's also recommended to put that on each member of your away team. Have fun running that mission 5 times.
It's fine.
At least 5 times. And then I am really, really fond of the Paradox Corrector. And that... Oh, I don't have it in the notes. That comes from one of the recruits, doesn't
Delta?
it?
I think, maybe.
I think you're right. It's either that one or Temporal.
Yeah.
Shame on me for not including that in the notes. Woo, did you get it?
We will.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go blow up some Terrans. Again, this should be fun. I wonder if I can expose Kurland. Is Kurland there? So that's it for the devices. Basically, you can use what you want. We do recommend 2 pets if you have them available, and the gambling device. That's it. Now you can do the personal traits.
Personal traits. A lot of these come from Lockbox. Yeah. So Absolute Candor. This is a Lockbox one. So you can get it from the exchange, or if you have lockboxes stacked up or whatever, you can get them out of that. It essentially increases your exploit damage, and then it also removes the first CC before it like resets. I don't know what the duration, but yeah. And every 20 seconds, it will prevent you from getting CC'd. So the CC thing's less part of why, it's more the plus exploit damage. Then we have Covert, which is plus stealth and more plus exploit damage. Field Technician is for kit readiness. Hive Mind. Okay, so Covert is a default for most races. And so, and Field Technician is it should be everyone, I believe.
Yeah, that's everyone.
Hive Mind. This is another lockbox. This is one of the best in-game traits. It basically boosts you and your team, and it stacks. So the more people on your team that has it, the more stack you get on it. So it's always good. And now that you can technically do it to your, give your bridge officers that, it can work that way too. When running missions, you can have have the max stack possible, because your bridge officers could have it if you promote them to the whatever, use that token to promote them up. Lucky, this is another standard trait, critical hit and expose chance, so it's more there for the expose. Meditative calm, this increases expose chance. It's a lockbox trait. Then we have Technophile. That is an R&D 15 from the which I don't have yet. It comes from the ground, or kits and modules, I believe. And then
Only 2? That seems weird. Oh, we got to go in here though. Okay.
yeah. All right, so telepathic or limited telepathy. Now, not all races have either of the, well, but having the option between the two, it gets you close to being able to find somebody that like, you know, but it improves your perception and improves exposed chance and duration for telepathic. The limited telepathy is similar, but it just isn't as potent. Yeah. And then we have unconventional gear. This is control kits reduce universal kit recharge. So basically, yeah, it's minus 20% recharge to universal kit modules, which we're using several. That was also a lobby, or not a lobby. That comes from a lockbox. I'm just standing in the middle shooting whatever comes. And then upgraded gear is another plus kit for performance by defeating foes. The nice thing about this one, if I remember correctly, it resets on map move or being defeated. So as long as you aren't changing a lot of maps, which I think this one might get reset every time we run from one map to the next. But it's fine. Then we recommend, like, Space Explorer is a great gig. It is a great trait. It is a lobby trait. It costs 200 when not on sale. So it makes it a little pricey. You can also get it off the exchange, though I think I was seeing it at between 80 and 100 million credits EC on the exchange. So it is a bit pricey there too.
That's the one that I am not using because I'm short one.
It is also one I am not using because I don't have. Yeah.
I am not on an alien, so I don't have that last spot open. I am gonna die.
What did I stick in my opens? Oh, because I'm using an assault weapon, I put assault training, which gives bonus assault weapon damage.
I need to switch back to my other weapon. The for the record, the Lobi weapon actually works better than this disruptor rifle.
Because I'm just gonna stand up here and so some alternatives. Let's see. Did we put alternatives?
I didn't write any down. You can basically, if you don't have these or you don't want to get these are the ones that influence, expose, exploit the most. But you can just pick whatever you want if you don't want to use these. Use your standard array or
some benefits. If you don't have anything that helps expose, exploit, I would go with probably some that have plus kit performance, plus stuff like that.
Readiness. Yeah.
Kit readiness. Those are always great. But being this is an expose, exploit build, this is a bit we've favored heavily on anything that increased expose or exploit.
KPerf, I'm sorry, kit readiness is not something that you normally see in STO builds. Most people do not recommend it. They would prefer KPerf or straight up damage or crit abilities. However, on this build, readiness will help because it's going to cool down the abilities that will let you expose and exploit your enemies better or more often. So in this case, readiness will help.
All right.
So and on that note, you want to do the rep traits, or you want me to? It's not technically its own bullet point.
A lot of the ground traits are very similar to many other builds. I don't know that I have them all yet because I'm still leveling this guy up. I got what I got. But deadly aim is always a good one. Is that one of the early ones to pick up? Probably not. But deadly aim's good. Lethality is also very, very nice. Magnified armaments. See, this is where a new character suffers. Omega weapon proficiency. I don't know that I know that one as well, but
It's a straight up damage. It's just like I think it's plus 6.5% damage.
I do have the miniaturized or the kernel capacitor array, which is basically bridge officer ability to recharge speed. Though that doesn't help so much. Is there another version of that trait?
Which one? I was still running around back here in the room. What trait are you on?
It says miniaturized chrono capacitor. I have just chrono capacitor. So I'm guessing there's another one that I don't have.
It probably not. Let me check my actual traits because I'm using them. Hang on.
But then I know personal energy amplifier is always good too.
Okay, let me check my actual traits. What am I using? And you said it's just chrono capacitor?
No, I have chrono capacitor. This says miniature. I'm gonna guess my Avo crystal healed. Where is everybody?
It is miniaturized. Okay, so miniaturized chrono capacitor is kit module recharge time. It reduces your kit module recharge time. And they've all ran past me. Did we miss anybody?
I don't know.
They're going really fast through this. Here we are trying to do a build and not paying attention to the actual
I feel like
line.
I'm leading the charge though.
I don't know what our friends are doing here.
Anyway.
Oh, Curlin's here.
Is that Curland? Is he here?
Come on, Curlin. There you go. Yeah, I definitely need to switch weapons.
But
the
duty officers.
Yeah, hang on. I will cover that in just a second. I just want to check these alcoves and make sure we haven't missed anybody because we're only at 9. There's somebody. Okay, now I feel better because we're at 10. Okay, so I'll shoot him in the back. Duty officers. So here again, this is another one where the ones we picked are specific to this build. We start off with the assault squad officer that refreshes ambush. This one can be rather pricey on the exchange, especially on the KDF side. I bought mine for 33 million. I wasn't real happy about it. I wasn't going to spend that money, but ultimately I did. Then we have the automated personnel unit. This is a Phoenix prize pack. This guy doubles your expose chance. Just 100% bonus to expose. If you're going to run an expose exploit build, it's a best in slot item. If you're not, then it's probably not very useful. So take that as you will. Then we have the standard 2 assault squad officers, one for crit hit, one for crit damage. Both of those for ranged weapons. Now, if you ever want to do a melee build, there are melee versions of those as well. But this is a ranged build, so that's what we went with. Then we have a special one, the Exocomp Legume Creel, which is a episode reward. This one was recommended due to as you're dealing damage, especially flank damage, you have a chance to summon a companion that will help you deal damage. I think we are missing some guys on the ground floor here. Usually there's not 4 up above. Yeah, here's one in the corner. Did you go all the way to the top?
No.
Okay,
Since someone I thought was charging the thing to go for take out Lita, I just went up to the stairs.
We are fighting Lita. She has not been defeated yet.
Yeah.
There. Now I think we're to the point where she's going to heat us up.
She's still immune to me.
Oh, where's the...
This is one of the...
Pulse is ready. Rerouting controls to that console.
Okay, now they're talking. There we go.
Fiery death is too good for you, but you're getting it anyway.
What console? Which one is glowy?
Yeah, we hit it.
Okay. Okay, yeah, there she goes. Now she's going up.
The power of the paw race burns inside me.
Okay. Now we need to come up here and do it all over again.
Oh, someone's already found.
And then if you have the extra slot, you can throw my personal favorite in here, and that's the EMH Mark 1. This works really, really well with the Pavin Healing Crystal. The game basically treats that healing crystal like a hypo. So anytime you use the healing crystal, you have a chance to summon a holographic EMH Mark 1 that will follow you around and heal you. And this is per use. So if you equip all of your away team members with Pavin healing crystals, or the other players that you're playing with have healing crystals, every time it gets activated, you will have an opportunity, tear fell, to summon the EMH Mark 1. I have seen videos of people with like 7 of them following around behind them. Did he get back up? Tyr is back up. Okay. And that is it for the duty officers. So that is the entire build in a nutshell. Or not a nutshell, since we pretty much detailed the entire thing.
If anyone has questions.
I am getting beat up. Where's the console? Where's my healing crystal? Activate healing crystal.
The disassembler is charged. Get to
that console to discharge it.
Discharging.
Okay, thank you.
I got knocked back.
Which one is it?
It's the one that's now in a puddle of fire.
Of course it is.
The power of the paw ray.
Okay, now get up the stairs.
She just jumped up here, didn't she?
Yeah.
This was amusing for a while, but now
Okay, it is.
die.
There's 3 consoles up here.
Oh dear. Is it me or is it getting hot in here? Well, it's definitely.
And of course, it's that one over there.
But why not both?
The disassembler is charged. Get to that console to discharge it.
Got it.
I will return that hurt 1,000-fold.
Oh look, my shield is saving me again.
I've been actually pleasantly I've been really happy with the way this build works. I do a lot more damage than I expected.
Oh, you get a good exploit hit off, and yeah, you'll do a ton. I hit downstairs with Kurland. I hit him for over 1,000.
Nice work.
One of my attacks.
After that
And this isn't even the gun I like.
She won't be bothering anyone for some time. No tears shed over that, I'm sure.
So, Grebog. Wow. Okay, I'm just gonna leave. What are we doing next week?
I
didn't see that we had a list.
I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. It's been busy up until like now, so I you know. Let's see. The red alert ends on the 16th. Where does that put us? Which typically means we're going to have a new event, the feast, I believe it is, or the hunger, one of those two things, that starts next week.
They have not officially announced that, but let's go ahead and pencil that in.
Well, in the 110 forward, they did say, I think it's the feast. It is coming. It is going to be the next big event.
It's appropriately named, being that close to Thanksgiving, so I'm good with it.
So yeah, we've done the feast in the past. Let's see.
Yeah, but we can cover it again and talk about whatever new rewards they're gonna have and stuff.
I'm just pulling up a quick old thing on what was in the feast. Oh, that's when we got the V'ger probes last. So Bug Hunt and Swarm were 2 of the TFOs that we got to do for this. Which probably will be the same ones we get again. I don't know that we'll get any more. But if they tell us that we get more TFOs for it, then we'll let you know.
Yeah, I imagine probably not. I agree with what your original statement. Probably not, but maybe.
I mean, it's not like they're probably going to add a new TFO for it. If they're going to give us more TFO options, it would just be their pre-existing TFOs they have decided fit the bill and are going to be allowed to be giving us credit for it.
As such, we might actually have just a more relaxed show next week. We'll do our normal startup and then just run the TFOs to the event and have a good time.
Yeah.
As always, viewers are welcome to join us. So we will do that invite when we queue up for the TFOs. See if anybody wants to tag along. And Monday night, we will probably be on our KDF tunes again, although I'll be on Matt, not Syrian here. We're still trying to boost the KDF fleet, which needs a lot of help.
I mean, we're moving. I think right now dilithium is the big cost.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Which was again one of the reasons why I focused on the dilithium mine to get the dilithium cost reduction as maxed out as much as get that reduction all the way maxed out, because then it saves us dilithium in the long run.
I'm just looking at stuff here. Contribute fleet marks. We need fleet marks and dilithium, so we'll probably run some TFOs on Monday to help with that. Yeah,
TFOs.
So, and once again, if Tabby's here, we will have 2 extra spots available. I will actually be here this Monday, unlike this past Monday that I wasn't here, and I forgot to tell everybody I wasn't going to be here.
Well, technically, you did say, hey, I might work on the notes some while I'm at work, which told me that you weren't going to probably be there. There wasn't a definite.
Yeah, and I wasn't real specific about it, so I apologize. I will do better in the future. But I will be here this coming Monday, so we'll be good. I work Tuesday, Saturday this coming week, so I will be here both Monday and Thursday. It's a good week.
All right.
All right, so this was a fun build to put together. At some point in time in the future, I might try to see if I can convince Tabby and Grebog to do a melee build, a melee ground build. That could be interesting. I have tried to put one of those together before on Kittis, and it was interesting, but it definitely wasn't optimized. So that could be our next fun ground build that we do.
That could be interesting. 'Cause for something like that, I would think high movement. Well, I'll have to put some thought into it. Maybe Augie will have some tips.
Could be. I don't know that he's done a ground build.
I know he does a lot of ship builds, which, I mean, a lot of people enjoy the ship stuff over the ground combat. So it's not that I blame him. I enjoy ship combat.
I do know, like, lunge would be a good one to help close the distance. A weapon that has a built-in lunge, or like your sword can pull the enemies to you, could be a good one.
Yeah.
So I would have to really think about that, and then check some traits and stuff, because I'm sure there's stuff out there for it. But anyway, that's down the road. So join us Monday for fun night, and next Thursday for the feast, we think. Other than that, I will see you out there.
Live long and prosper. Stick around and we will raid somebody.